yesterday at 13-7 as the desk collaborated on, but first contact from Moobs.
That really is the right call. They're going to be walking into B-Dog and Okeanos, and you know what? That's the duo you want going in on this defense.
Last player
Oh, and the call has been made, and the paranoia hits Winthrop, but it doesn't matter. B-Dog just gets run over like a door can be open from Okeanos, and he doesn't even have to come in. He can just throw the Prowler. Winthrop gonna knock the door over at C, and it's Caillou that has to limit that. Good timing on the orb, but trying to reposition. Heavy comp of M80 as Ali just sort of playing that secondary pseudo duelist and is gonna go on the hunt to get a double kill, and to farm those orbs is huge. Also, you want to be able to having Phantoms bot up mostly. You would think M80 would go in with a lot more confidence, but taking one step at a time, playing off their fade util, the opening pick from Bao, the rest flooding in, and the headshot hits Infiltrator. But here's the off angle from, if anyone is popping off, why is it the Sheriff? And why is it Moobs? Not really gonna stand front and center. Teho drone. Oh, I like that cover though. Just playing off Ali's smoke actually, so Caillou's gonna be forced to play within the site, but to retake as a team, he's gonna choose the safer play. And Moobs is over at B and with the better weaponry, and you have Ali, the outlaw, watching over this retake.
Be a little bit ambitious at this point, but Winthrop University are looking so clean to consistently win those duels and consistently be on the flank. M80 have to do a better job at holding these angles on the map and forcing Winthrop into more chokes.
What a read from M80 to just be so stacked here. You know, we hyped up Moobs a little too much. Now he has to suffer his first death after. You just put too much pressure on him to go deathless. In the first couple rounds, still solid for Winthrop. They give up on A. So Winthrop are very limited on which lane they can really push through, and they could easily just open the door and run into C. But at this point, I don't know if...
But just the Phantom this time around, and you get magic happening. Every single duel this time around, Sato able to find those marks super early on. And when Winthrop University get kind of picked off piece by piece like that, they have a much more difficult time trying to get anything online. They
force Winthrop to not be able to escape in that moment, so they'll have to keep note of that. And Infiltrator takes note of Sato. First blood, B-Dog gets out of dodge and gets sprayed down through the smoke. Showstopper. You just need to be able to live into that early round to really shake up this sense of safety, where as soon as their presence is shown, the paranoia and the showstopper. And the Winthrop only have tears left behind. At least they still have the spike, which is the most insane cope in a 2 versus 5. But at least Moobs was already having some headway over at C, but he did just get walled off. Could be going down if M80 keep just taking some of these rounds.
In this economy, that...
Just to let Winthrop sneak out just a little bit, just to be out in the open. And Moobs places down the cage and do M80 bite on the fake. Well, now there's a drone checking things out. This could get a ping onto these controllers, and Winthrop gonna surge in to benefit from that on the back of now a Nightfall that for M80's defense to push it back, and it's B-Dog who's just insane with the 3K, hosing down Winthrop in the middle of that Nightfall from Okeanos. It's been a really tough affair on that right side of the map. And they've made a ton of noise over at Mounts. Teho drone first. Showstopper from Infiltrator. And he locks eyes with Caillou. So Moobs takes the helm and already spots that glove of the fade. Okeanos was hoping to sync up with the rest for the retake. Bao starts off. Sato hoops to sneak up, covering that gap.
We're gonna be seeing that Viper's Pit deployed out front of A, and look at that, Sato up top.
Okay, that's a good start from M80. The Pit doesn't cover up the A wall, but hey, get another successful offensive round maybe coming up. It all depends on how the ults are gonna be used. Bao gets traded once again. That waterfall push looks good, but where's the rest of M80 to finish the job? And well, Winthrop seem to be handling the problems well, but they're also playing at Mound. They're playing at the start, and Sato's just walking up past the Sova, so it's easy for Nasi. And you have the Armageddon from Flare just to make things difficult for M80 to maneuver around the site, and it's just up to B-Dog And he's done a good job so far, but time is running out. Spike is taking away.
You can tell that a lot of those teamwork aspects are put together. And already Sato on top of it finds Infiltrator, but Nacy trades it back.
Such a good response with the Hunter's Fury in case M80 were just gonna keep putting that pressure at the door, and he tried to relieve that, but the smoke is still up, so Winthrop are sort of scared on how to cross that, and it's respawn back up. Nasi is split up and isolated, and the follow from Winthrop was a little slow, but at least they're getting trades. Moves now in a 1v2, rotating over from B, and did just spot the legs, and the jig is up. He's been revealed. Important win in that 1v1. 7 seconds left, and having plenty of time to do so. Caillou rotating over, and Moves will have a camera at the back. Try and see, is Caillou coming from back spawn or over at B? Oh, Spike been tapped. Moves rounds the corner. Caillou's looking the wrong way, and you gotta finish off.
Advise utility as well to potentially delay a little bit further. But right now, the big question is Ali, because these are the close smokes here. Bao already taken down. Ali somehow able to find 2.
And this is why you justify the Clove. You play as like a pseudo-duelist, especially with the ult. And that's why Ali can be so aggressive. But the judge is still going to hurt at close range no matter how good you are. And Winthrop are still going to be committed to this with 34 seconds left. The spike is down though. And that's something Ali and Moves have to recover. You still have the Clove ult. And Ali, with the smokes in place, knows they have a window to work with. And the ult has been activated. But as the last one standing, Ali has to put in a heroic effort.
And looks like they will be pressuring more towards C here. Caillou doing their best to really play that defense, or at least draw people over to this A site, and it should be effective. But down here onto C, I mean, they're going to have to go up against Moves. So let's see how this one plays out.
Yeah, just couldn't play off your own wall there. Nothing to protect you against the 2 that were stacked from Winthrop on that side. So you lose Caillou, but this was only a distraction anyway. M80 have already started planting, and they're able to get equal trades. And with where Bao was, this really threw a wrench in everything from Winthrop's retake. Still 3 versus 3. And with the Tejo drone in, some good info for Flair and friends to work with, but it doesn't matter if M80 just have better shots. And it's Ali in the 1 versus 3. Just the smoke to try and isolate this duel against B-Dog. Heads up play, 1 at Mound, and Bao on the pillar high ground. Having to find where these last players are while the spike is ticking down. Ali will be spotted.
They want to force you forwards and then catch a timing and be able to gun you down. So great job by M80.
Now with the buy-up from M80. Look at a win initially. They'll prowler up into C. And Caillou's going to take some pressure on the A site. So Winthrop really forcing that map control. There's also an exchange from Bao with 2 against B. We'll go 1 for 1. Depends on how this exchange goes. And Winthrop take W's on both sides of the map. Nade flushing out the corner. Okeanos spots out both in Mount. Well, I don't think they saw much. And maybe hold their positions. And this lurk inserted at Mount got 2 kills.
Wait for those couple of kills to come through from your Sentinel agent and then move in for free.
M80 had a strong start against Qbert. Still ended up with the win. Gonna hope to keep these rifles and Infiltrator. Well,
make sure that they're keeping themselves honest in this competition.
All right, Nightfall, Prowler, a lot against Moves, but he's been deadly with the Sheriff, and he strikes again. They're gonna be coming through main. The M80 line up with the smoke in place. It's gonna make Winthrop difficult to go in. At least off of Flare, trying to zone off with the salvos. M80 just... Steel Garden, just gonna flush anyone out. Winthrop, they aren't smoked off, so it's a showstopper that breaks in. Infiltrator couldn't get his gun up. And M80 were just quicker to react. Sato has been such a true star for M80. And I think it was hard for Nasi to...
Every single time, M80 just being able to win out that gun duel, but okay.
Different through the boxes. And it just, when it rains, it pours.
Of course, you want to be able to win a round back when we've swapped these sides, but making sure that you take that ultimate showstopper available for Sato. Bao going to potentially punish this aggression?
Walking up, Bao doesn't want that smoke, and now worried that Ali is gonna catch him. But now the ult, Ali's back into the fight,
Okay.
and Bao's holding his own, 10 HP, and there's more problems ahead. Meanwhile, M80 benefited from that distraction, and it's the nightfall from Okeanos to ward away the storm that they think is up close from Winthrop. And right next door is Infiltrator and friends, and Flare tries to solo push through tree, and no
my
util,
goodness.
and Ali gets revenge. We're in a 2 versus 2 somehow. And it's all thanks to Bao even making this close. M80 on the post plant, working together, have to cross the orb, address the angle one by one as soon as it drops. Open sight lines. Prowler to check around through baby door. But M80 separated by smoke, and Sato gets pinged around rubble. So Winthrop hold their ground. Teho drone to get some information from the defense so they can...
And now the firing squad is just waiting for them to aggress.
Paranoia, Ali just shooting as best as they can through the door, but still planted at A because Flare just limited their options. And Boom just falls and still manages to adjust his accuracy. And Winthrop have managed to equal these numbers. Not the most ideal buy for Winthrop compared to what M80 have.
Oh, jeez. Armageddon gets tossed out as well. Excellent job from M80. Just Okeanos alone draws so much fire, so many resources towards that A site. Ali's able to find Sato here. Nasi down to 5 HP. Ali not done yet.
Ali's just within this pit too. Nasi can't really do. If they hear noise from M80 at C, this B-Link door could be opened, and M80 could face a lot of trouble, all depending on if Moobs can hold his own on the front lines. He's got an engagement against B-Dog, and a well-timed util will give him the edge. Now Moobs needs help. Reinforcements coming through Waterfall, not through that B-Link door, and the winds are coming. Winthrop sway at a lesser buy than M80. But Winthrop have to play flawless from here on out if they hope to face an overtime against a top 3 team in challengers.
Oh.
The neural theft, and Winthrop are about to flank through B, and what a timing! Oh, the mid showstopper! What the heck? 9 lives, and he still has the op. The showstopper, of course, now gets fired, and now it gets moves. And Winthrop have to turn around a 3v5 to keep themselves alive on Lotus, and it's a nightfall from M80. And it just gets worse and worse, but Winthrop, it's like they play better when they're down for the count. A huge double kill from Ali. Evens up the playing field. The real exchange will be, did B-Dog get a read on how close this breach is? And Nasi just puts his forehead right into the barrel. Makes things easy for B-Dog. The Moves at least gets the trade, and this is where the garage holders of M80 emerge. It's a Winthrop have to worry about. Now he's hoping to clear that, remove the danger.
This is the time to do it. 4 seconds till the fault line comes on. Ali be able to take Okeanos' head off.
Oh, locking down. Infiltrator deals with one. Moves covers his angle on the other, and Sato's caught in the open with no HP. M80 had such a good setup, and Winthrop address.
I talked about the discipline from M80, you know, just playing it a little bit more carefully. And Winthrop University just found some excellent timings to be able to go in there. The fault line comes out. Bao able to get one weapon, takes another head off.
Hey, just this cage forces an ice.
Honestly, that's how that last round felt. With what should have been a pretty easy bonus, but not going to be the case. Okay. Now, damage mitigated.
It's an opening pick from Sato. It's from Winthrop being a bit desynced, but now you have a garage push too from Infiltrator trying to go on a flank with the Bucky where the sun don't shine. Oh, B-Dog's vision fades to black, and M80 are trying to claw their way back into a stable position on the site.
M80 do have decent reinforcements here, though.
Yeah, just wanting to use this fault line to get through main, and really thought Winthrop would have had a better setup going into this. Just needing to play off of Nazi's call. That is the IGL, and they flood in together. And a neural theft, the corpses are all over the site, so not accessible by Bao. B-Dog has a paranoia, and Bao just is winning this against rifles. I can't believe that. The neural theft. There's the advantage. And Winthrop don't have much time.
The good thing about this Yoru is that it can reposition really easily, but losing moves is not how you want to start the round.
And Okeanos can't escape. He's got to converge with Caillou. They got recon, they got shock bolts, they got breach util. They're not using it.
In their playground, they feel so comfortable moving in here. B-Dog and Bao just on the other side.
There's a shoe. I see the shoe. Oh, clone back, and it's all a bait.
At this point, Winthrop University, they're just kind of kicking their feet up, waiting for M80 to push into them.
That's all M80 keeps doing is like walking up. So I don't blame Winthrop for just to hit this from behind. It's got to be perfect coordination with Sato, who has the overdrive, but I don't know how much M80 really believe in this.
Yeah, I think at this point, it's just going to be Sato trying to find a couple of more kills. Not punish the economy of Winthrop University. As immediately Nasi doing an excellent job at watching that flank. Making sure that Caillou can't do any more damage. And this is just going to be Sato trying to make an attempt at it. And given the economy too, this is when Winthrop University want to use their ultimates to try and win out some of these rounds. A little bit of a failed clone there. But Moob's able to find B-Dog pretty early on. That is going to be a lot of that flank potential just taken out.
And Moobs has been so solid at mid, finding these picks. You got a rolling thunder finally from Caillou to break open this point to make Winthrop uncomfortable, but they stay in cover. And M80 just play the distance battle. Fault line hits them all the way
off of the picks that they're able to get before they decide to make that call. It's aggressive this time from M80.
Okay, Sato's just gonna take fate in his own hands. Goes towards spawn. The firing squad is even too much for him. At least M80 with the sheriffs, they've beat this before. I think it was what the only round they got, so they'll try to make it a second. And hey, they do better at a deficit, I guess. Not what I expected. They have Winthrop in their own spawn. The Spike is solo pushing C.
This is one of those moments where it's just like, oh yeah, M80, they like playing it slow. And Winthrop University, we're completely counting on that to be the case there.
Go normal rifles. And it's not starting off well with the peak from Sato.
Yeah, and at this point too, like, you can tell M80 are aware that Winthrop University are just trying to get that timing there. Oh, Caillou, the timing just a little bit shy there. At least Okeanos gets one, but might not be able to escape.
Yeah, maybe M80 expected them to be more towards spawn, because last time Winthrop punished that, that's where they were, and Moves was just like on that platform, and okay, B-Dog just eats a shotgun. 4 are caught by this as Winthrop hope to flood on in. They got the flare Armageddon, and Winthrop are somehow taking L's despite catching M80 by the heel. I swear to God, these pistols from M80, they're different. It's Caillou with 3 off the pistol.
And already Infiltrator so fast, so furious, clears out that C site.
He's got to unplug eventually, and he's got the flash on Bao, and he has the edge too. He had the Teho drone to clear the site too. Winthrop very comfortable to get an immediate spike plant, but here's the flank activated from M80. B-Dog and Sato hoping put pressure on Winthrop, who hide in this nook, and the stars are up, and this is good map control here for Ali to try and slow down M80 on this flank. And it's Sato having to think twice. It's Okeanos on a different angle, and Winthrop address it one by one with the neon walls up 2. We're left with a 3 versus 3. Spike is ticking down. Not a lot of time. It does get tapped. It's gonna get Flare's attention. A quick flick from M80. You need to get this halfway. It's just not gonna happen. Winthrop defends so well.
Hemorrhage some of that bleeding as B-Dog goes in super deep here.
Bao just needs to play safe for this neural theft after.
Wow.
Infiltrator is such a good duelist, and it's a first blood as Winthrop have to deal with this Hunter's Fury from Okeanos. Try to slow them down, and awaiting them is Bao. The sheriffs from M80 are disgusting, and I swear, as long as there's one sheriff, it's winnable from M80. Make that 3. More kills than all the rifles. At ace short, I should say. And Bao has marked it. He's playing safe, and now coming from behind is Bao and the rest of M80. It's a good exchange. Bao gets 2. Okeanos with the 3rd. This offense still has some. They're not expecting that Winthrop have had the time to go for this flank. Now the fault line has revealed them, and they still have to cross on the other side of the smoke, and they almost go for a spike tap. It's 1v1 Nasi versus B-Dog.
Pushing out mid very fast.
From Winthrop, we're trying to play as fast as they can. As B-Dog tries to shut it down, the rest of M80 get kind of stuck trying to punish Ali. The spike will be planted soon. B-Dog watches the flank, already spotted the cross from Infiltrator. Should be able to convert this anti-eco and bring a lot of weapons through unless they fumble somehow. And there is a wall that could be separating things, and the thorns are gonna at least give a hint that M80, the device could be set up around here. And this is so slow from M80 trying to get through garage, and Winthrop now have the advantage with M80 falling like flies, trying to go even past garage on the flank.
Oh.
And Winthrop could just take a step back.
Round advantage over M80.
This is the first time we've seen M80 just try to... This is M80 at a disadvantage yet again. Winthrop have been so good at catching Sato. And, well, Bao.
We'll be taking down Ollie, and now this gets so much more difficult for Winthrop.
That was such a menace. And having to match up what Moves does is a tough task. But now Winthrop have to worry about a flank coming through B, but they're just going to focus forward. And Winthrop, it's not been easy. But Nasi is pretty nasty, and off a flare, they
really making them second guess where M80 might be going.
have a broken buy from Winthrop, but guarantee themselves a rifle. Whoa! M80 just try to fortress up and focus on how they've left garage open, and that's where Winthrop are going to be pushing from. Big read from Okeanos, and Sato on the flank really is stressing Winthrop and conditioning them to win.
But like the desk said, this is such an important map for Winthrop University to win. Even though it's close right now, they gotta see the finish line.
And especially getting rid of Sato is huge because he's been starting to flank and be a lot more aggressive as he should on the Neon. Winthrop, a good chance, the 5 versus 3, to build more insurance after starting off 8-4. Does M80 think of flanking through garage? Ali lines it up and manages to isolate that 1v1. Bao revenge and gets the 2-piece against Moves.
Look at that dimensional drift going to be online for Infiltrator. This information has been good coming in from the Yoru.
Rolling Thunder, trying to capitalize on that. Easy for Winthrop. Great coordination from...
Has that operator online as Sato runs in and immediately runs out.
Oh! Sato, as you're looking for where this Rolling Thunder is going to be hitting from Caillou, and it is towards garage. Sato jumps in, but that player is long gone, and the rest on the C side are pretty safe, and Moves equalizes, and he got the Armageddon sweeping through garage, and this Sentinel has done more than enough to anchor Winthrop back into this game. 2 versus 1. Caillou with the spike dances in the...
Down on C long, never mind. As soon as I say that, they actually move it around. This is going to be a huge engagement here. B-Dog is able to win out, allowing for that neural theft to come online, and now the A site is this target.
Yeah, the only rifle M80 had was a Phantom, and they collect now a Vandal, and M80 are just doing work. They've had 2 thrifties in this game, and I swear, the worse their buy is, the... So M80 will make the objective happen very soon. But Winthrop will have all 5 alive for the retake, but they're very far across, and Flare kicks things off. But it's M80 with numbers that equalize.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of a fake of a fake. You tell the Winthrop, they thought, especially too, hearing them back out, okay, they can't be going on to this A site. Makes it a lot more weaker, a lot easier for M80 to go in. Moves the last person left standing, gets a nice little shot off onto Bao.
I know, right? Sorry to bring that up. Oh boy.
Oh man.
Sato's getting tossed. Not punished yet. Hunter's Fury behind Sato to support him. In the overdrive, Sato's just going in solo. He's outpacing his whole team. He uses the wall and still takes the L to Flare. Oh, that burst of light that could help Winthrop get back into this game.
A little bit better in these coming rounds, but still, M80 should be able to get this plant down. It's going to be a 4v3 retake as already the fault line and the flashpoint comes out, but Bao, excellent headshot.
Good disruption from Winthrop. They realize they stopped the plant and they are just gonna slow swing, and Bao keeps them in check. Goes for the third, wants the fourth. Ali denies, and wait, we have a 1v1. The smoke, worried about a cosmic divide. Ali is tweaking. And
Yeah, it's going to be that open site. Keep in mind, dimensional drift online and a Bucky in the hands of Infiltrator. And that could be a fun madness.
ooh. All right, a little bit of damage from the salvo, but M80 comfortable to now just play off of time. Dimensional drift, the clone. Okeanos doesn't bite, but still Infiltrator. Bucky helps them set themselves apart. And there is a flank, and even the spam through the smoke. That's huge for Bao. And M80 are about to get up to match point. And this will be close to series point. 30 seconds compared to how M80 were. That's how M80 just kind of fed a bit in that first half. And Sato's jumping around, and Infiltrator doesn't immediately react. And the Armageddon plus the salvos. All depends if Bao can get a corpse, use this neural theft and swing it back. And was her the York one at C? It pulled 3 rotates out of A, and maybe M80 just want to play out of sight. I don't know, but moves with first blood. Does get traded. His lurk was over at B, but Winthrop, other side of the box, on hell, in hell, and all over, especially in sewers and all different types of positions. You still have an op from Infiltrator ringing true with B-Dog. And this defense is looking scary in a 1v2. We'll see if we can pull it off. And
Usually it's Sato who goes down first, and then Winthrop University are able to try to scrounge their rounds together, but B-Dog is on a tear right now.
oh no, Ali moved his crosshair to look at something, and that is the worst timing ever. M80, anyone should do it. It's Sato. Up the aftershock from Nasi to force some movement. Nasi with a win against Okeanos. Bao and friends add pressure to the person in heaven. Flare's the last one left in a 1v3.
All missiles away.
But time is running out. Salvos were able to regenerate.
It's unconventional as it's Sato and Bao moving forwards, but Sato's got an off.
And you have B-Dog in position for a paranoia once the rest of M80 want to play this from front to back, but B-Dog's also exploring. You have Infiltrator leaving the site, and this is catching M80 off guard. And what we thought was going to be our first defensive round of overtime has been flipped on its head. And is he going to continue? Does he think M80 isn't here? And look at where Sato is looking. If he does, it could definitely cause a reaction from B-Dog, who has a paranoia, and Sato could just jump into his loving arms and not even needing the util. Easy shots for M80, who have been gifted 2 free kills off of just patience alone. And to limit them is Nasi, who stands in the way of the fast lane. The aftershock, the fault line, will be the last man standing to prevent the plant. And he's created some amazing delay, especially with the thorns from Caillou and Sato low, especially. Ali's trying to force the engagement. Hal has to reload. Caillou and Sato can also just coordinate the swing. 3, 2, 1. And look at this positioning. It's just like the firing squad of M80. As Ali has so many corners to clear, and it's just... The controller isn't the one to do it, but wait a minute. Wait, the star comes up as the fault line hits him. So Ali buys time, goes into hell, clears that, one step at a time. But the spike is ticking down, and it's just gonna get tapped. And
Sato investing in the operator yet again.
oh, Ali, the timing. Ali will get it one day, I swear. Needs to be careful as the spike carrier. He's waiting for the rest of Winthrop to clear C, but they don't have eyes on C long. So Nasi may have a sense of security. And that is going to reveal the entire plan and the spike being down. The vice wall did limit them for a second. The salvo could clip B-Dog, or Caillou, I should say. No damage, though. Now they can play from main. But Ali could zone them off, has a star in place at B main. Watching either doorway, B-Dog at left, Sato on right, and this is for the win for M80 to go up to series point. Oh, and the jump out, good trade. M80 still with the advantage, but the left side weak. Sliding in, Sato 6 feet under. Equal numbers as Okeanos is in main, hoping to shock pull and just react to the spike we tapped. But Flare dislodges both, and the defense back-to-back wins. Also, Winthrop are peppering the site with util, and Sato inserts himself on the up. About Garage 2. with that trip from the defense, preventing Winthrop from going too deep, at least without M80 knowing. Fault lines across the board. Garage presence from Winthrop as they're ready to converge. 35 seconds left. M80 really testing their limits. A great shot from Sato. More around the corner. Winthrop want to pressure this up. And getting away from the aftershock. Sato, the smokes are clear from A long. And just saw the gun from Ali. Another unlucky timing. The overdrive. Where is Nasi? Oh, there we go.
So much value. Winthrop not able to do a single thing. And this time it's aggression coming through.
On short notice, as M80 get ready to hit their execute. There are smokes in place. So is Ali. Gonna step up into this with the shotgun of all things. One shutdown, the punish from the rest of M80. Stepping up to sewer. Bow with the 180. M80 for the win. And they know exactly where the threat is coming from. But Bow couldn't spit back. The 1v1 to extend OT. So Kiana's with the plant. And sees moves. Already taking damage. Shock bolts and drone. As moves. Doesn't know whether right or left.
Once again, I think that this double duelist composition from M80 has just been dominant the previous times.
Oh.
Was previously the duelist here, but has a lot of games under his belt as that Yoru. So this isn't just kind of like a, hey, let's play Yoru on this map. This could work out in the long run as a Infiltrator finds yet another kill.
Can be flashed if you shoot the clone while you're in smoke, but Winthrop.
Wow. Yeah, B-Dog just hanging out. I mean, it seemed a little bit rushed at the beginning, but there's still 45 seconds left on the clock, so M80 by no means had to go through. They will shoot out that door there as Nasi will just launch a shock bolt, and it's going to be into Flair's crosshairs.
How is Flair going to do if he's outnumbered, though? Rifle's nice, but a focus fire could be nicer. But no, M80 are so split up by the smokes and addressing the lanes. Pretty isolated and staggered. Even the sheriffs are getting wins.
Hopefully won't do moves things to M80.
Wow, that's a round 3 dimensional trip from Okeanos. Okay. That's just the firepower of double duelist, and M80 need to have a strong offensive start like we know them to be. That's full control of B, although the backside is pretty exposed from Winthrop, and B-Dog doesn't allow the flank to really be activated there from Flair.
Eyes down.
And it just continues to crumble for Winthrop, who have yet to register a kill in this map. And I'm glad I had a positive curse for once, as Nasi helps kick down the door. He's gonna need some help in flooding in his alley. 2 versus 4. Where the spike is, there's a jet lurking things up and make a call for Infiltrator to dash in.
Timing.
Oh, okay. B-Dog had from Ali, and this worked out for Winthrop. That pistol, but they also had more numbers. As Ali takes the 1v1, but also takes the L. As Sato now gets caught by the rotations of Flair. And Winthrop try to reinforce B, and Moves does a great job at limiting M80's numbers. And it's a 2v2. 10 seconds left, M80 plant. But with how quick that plant went down, B-Dog is still just quicker to react than everyone else, even when they got the pre-aim on him. Use the teleport to get some information. 1v1, B-Dog, Infiltrator, not a lot of HP. Infiltrator above, Ponytail spotted, and the pistol.
Number 3.
Just feels like B-Dog also capitalized on Winthrop kind of fumbling from that first kill to Flair and Ali.
Here's your Yoru jump scare for the map. We see the engagement underway now. It is just going to be Flair up top, and Flair has been popping off this game, but won't be able to do so this time.
I guess as you just had to have eyes on that side of the map, but Winthrop not playing together is going to be their demise, and I don't blame them for maybe feeling a bit off after how long that last map was, but Moves surely hasn't given up. 1v3, tries to camera to get vision on the right side and adjust his aim against B-Dog. Wait against Sato, the 1v1, but the spike is ticking down, so this clutch looks cool, but does he have time to pull it off? And Caillou is just gonna shock bolt him off the map.
The raid boss that Moves has been previously, giving full respect over and just playing off the shock bolt very intelligently. Sato now, knives in hand, tries to go for it, can't quite find it.
Oh, just the spray, 51 HP to nothing.
Who's next?
And just, I don't even think did damage to Ali. Winthrop stays stable and stoic as they reinforce. And now the Hunter's Fury hopes to force them back. M80 have some real estate, but now their spike carrier is surrounded.
Boobs moving in right now. Still this 2v2 scenario. Smoke goes up.
Oh, there's the double swing and don't have the right side. I think Moves has already smelled something is up, and he's got sheriffs, but we've seen Thrifties with this before, and the Yoru clone triggering some of this util as Moves tries to play his life and hope that Aussie gets picks, and that's huge with the Hunter's Fury. After Okeanos couldn't teleport away and use his clone and the Cosmic Divide to try and make the site even smaller than it already is for M80 to seal things in. The salvo's just seconds too late. Couldn't prevent the plant. Now M80 set their vision forward, their focus at the top site, and Flare was checking something else, was able to turn and burn and get revenge. B-Dog with the 2-piece. It's a 2-on-1 as the retake from Ali is gonna suffer. Yeah, and Winthrop got delayed from being aggressive because of also shooting a Yoru decoy, so that was tough. And now they have to quickly rotate back, but holding the line is Nasi and Moves. The Sentinel has been something else for Winthrop to help them scrounge up some more rounds. And it's just Oki versus 3. And the spike is down too, so time won't even be on his side, and it's just the dance. That butter knife could have rang true there as the rest of M80 continue to commit. And you still have the spike like on its way for M80, so all the space may be for nothing.
Sheriff in hand. It's never over when there's sheriffs on the board.
There's a Tejon drone that just assess and get all the way towards the spike, so this is gonna reveal Bao, or at least that a member is on the spike side. They're gonna use the Armageddon to force him out of position, and Sato tries to back him up. Such a smart play from Winthrop. Is still present at the window. And no flank from Winthrop. A paranoia from the offense as M80 are just standing and delivering as Winthrop need to get an edge. And it's Infiltrator cutting through 2, but not having a lot of time. And there's the grab. Maybe some salvos or just flare. And Infiltrator popping off. And what a read from Infiltrator. He knows too much what Sato's up to. The Hunter's Fury's getting pings. And there's the final blow on Infiltrator.
That Moves has all the space. Winthrop know exactly where M80 are.
30 seconds left.
Oh, the flank shut down again. How many times are Winthrop gonna keep doing it? And M80, it's not been an easy frontline war. What a quick turn from Kai. A broken buy from Winthrop as they just take a big risk. And what? Infiltrator with a weird dash. And now the flash is Oki. 3v5 can't have an 8-4 curse if it's not 8-4, right? It all depends on how this is going to be broken down. It's a Cosmic Divide. Breaks the site in half as M80 have a sense of security. They're met with a lot more force, but they dispatch flank. And M80 have 11 seconds. And Moves can have a big shutdown, and he does. He kills the spike carrier. And Bao needs help. He's got to go for a last-second plant. And Moves is interrupted by a star placed in a 7-8-4, but all depends on this matchup. As Sato's out in the open.
Looking ready to engage this B site at a moment's notice.
Good read from M80 to await them front and center. And it's Flare that catches someone at the window. And B-Dog is ready too. No real util for the defense. And Nasi, and with the trip in place, which he could just play off of that, and that would be the safer play. Hopefully has heard this. The trip has been triggered. And
Yeah, still plenty of time. Like I said, that first initial clash happens. Still got it, and off the edge. Yeah, let's just make this round over.
but it's the rifles at range that you gotta worry about. Sightlines are open. Oh, that shot from Oki. That was gross. Now the star, the smoke is gonna delay things as Winthrop have to choose how to stagger in. But the spike is sort of falling behind as Winthrop are just falling behind. They may just grab the orb, and now they have all the attention. They feel like they don't have time to go elsewhere with how big this map is and the slow walk up. Just Winthrop don't have any tools to create an advantage on this. His position is revealed, so now he loses that advantage and moves his lurk, causing tension on the defense. And Caillou keeps things stifled for Winthrop as they cross on through behind the lead of Infiltrator. But the window is open.
I know
And M80
exactly.
have eyes. They have a paranoia, and this hits most of Winthrop while blinded alley.
Powerful. As Ali just finding so much value on just shooting them at their feet. And now it's just M80 trying to at least walk away with one of these weapons. Looking unlikely unless Sato just gets that pick. Sato has to come back and reinforce because it could go bad already. Sato on site gets gunned down. Which team can show us just a little bit more mental resiliency to keep themselves calm?
And what he did, and just like last second got a paranoia right down the tunnel. He also have Nazi wants to play his life because he has paranoia, and there's the paranoia. Infiltrator goes in blind. I think he was blinded. Still gets a kill. He's traded. 11 seconds
A
left.
little bit too powerful. And now Bao up in a 1v3 to potentially try and win this one. It still was a...
And you heard the op, and Winthrop have to commit, like you said. So many stars in place too from Winthrop, and this lurk from Moobs is just more successful than it's not. Trying to challenge this B-Dog, and he gets the edge on two. Moobs is just that guy. Best Sentinel you could ask for, but Bao trades it with two equal numbers after all that effort. The Cosmic Divide in response to seal off half the site for M80 to approach safely to get access to the spike. And as they move past, Moobs surprises them. It's traded 2 versus 2, up and up. The spike getting touched, and what a timing for Caillou. And now Sato with just no time to defend.
Sorry, Infiltrator pull out the knives here and go in very far deep.
Oh, just pulling out the knives with the Tejo drone, but it is traded. M80 are just gonna fight tooth and nail. They're a bit delayed by the Armageddon from Flare. And the dimensional drip from behind. This Okeana spike is everything. And Flare will stay sturdy. As Winthrop don't have their spike even planted. They have all of M80's attention.
Has been the biggest pivotal thing because every single time he goes to this 1v1, Moves is generally speaking won that one out. But once again, they did their homework. They made sure to do what they needed to do in preparation-wise, and this already a fast hit.
Hunter's Fury dash on in. Infiltrator makes such incredible space, and he's been blinded by B-Dog and still
That's it.
diffs him. Infiltrator has stepped up huge, and this should be the win for Winthrop to not let this be a sweep, to go all the way to Pearl coming up next, and it's up to Bao in the 1v3. So Caillou is maybe gonna want to play off his flash, and Sato gets first blood off of just playing alongside of B. There's the flash. Incredible. Usually it's Winthrop ahead.
Knock on wood. Don't jinx it just quite yet, because Nasi immediately takes out Okeanos as Infiltrator goes in, but an excellent reflex by Bao.
As long as M80 keep trading, this round will go in their favor. Bao's gonna play as safe as they can. No util left to play with. Haunt, and maybe an aggressive play from Nasi. He gets the headshot. Dogging on up, we'll discover that there's no one on the site, and it just barely misses that player from Winthrop. The fuse starts. Caillou, who I imagine would swing off of this is Bao to his right. Dog shot up close, and Nasi caught out in the open with no support. And that's a big win for M80 to keep control of the mid-map. And yeah, they'll lose numbers, but M80, the trades are so good. And now Okeanos anchors the site, and with the SMG up close and the pistol. And it's Winthrop that continue.
Timing.
They push towards A, and Flare just gets a great catch, but the flash from Caillou, he's been so solid on the sky, and we don't get to see this out of him too often. But Winthrop will be able to collect the orb here, and the dog will reveal there's some presence from Winthrop on the right side of the map, and Caillou is just gonna greet this at the front door and go 1 for 1. As Winthrop one step at a time. B-Dog lurking in the shadows. Okeanos can't help him. It's all up to B-Dog, and the star won't last forever. And he's got a shotgun. He's got a kill for now. But where is Nazi and Ali? They're just playing from main. Nazi at the top angle actually loses that to Bao somehow. Now the grab well delays some things. Bao picks up the Bucky and tries to get up close and personal. It's still at range. Defeats Ali.
Excuse me? Okay, there should be enough time here, yeah. And the Winthrop University are left kind of scratching their head. They're going fast, though.
Now Winthrop picking up the pace, playing off their own smokes, and they have their own Bucky to try and kill with, but Infiltrator up close is just chaos. It's who's quicker to wrap around, and Winthrop are just kind of funneling themselves into Bao's Vandal, and this is not gonna...
And the snowball is rolling, but Moves immediately punishes Sato.
And that's the off being drawn, like a breach or their own sky. They don't have flashes, they just have like a prowler and some harassment from Nazi, and maybe they just got better guns. Hold the flank, Okeanos. He has a Nightfall too. They're in position.
Bring them down.
Just trying to identify who's actually on the site and how much coverage you could get, and at this point, E-Dog just holding on.
Face your fear.
As the lockdown ensues from the defense, countered by the Nightfall and an Armageddon. It's just gonna rain down hell from Winthrop onto M80, and they'll send their Executioner of Infiltrator to lead the charge, and it's just not working out. Okeanos is now counters with his own Nightfall.
What?
And this, what a retake from M80. Ults, but with the big ult exchange last round, it was M80 that benefited. There's the Cosmic Divide from the offense to get themselves just a sliver of that A, so that they only have to worry about that mid cut. But how do you get onto A when Okeanos is there? Well, you send Infiltrator with knives. Something a lot better than a pistol now. Spike's been planted, very winnable for Sato with how low the HP is. Infiltrator on his last flag. Have Caillou less holding on mid and pushing up with the scout. See what damage he can do, and okay, connects on the second shot.
Winthrop University waiting for a chance to engage.
Sato has a chance to make this round winnable for M80. Another thrifty in this series. I can't believe it. Could it be possible? Sato jumps out, surprises Infiltrator. Great timing. A lot more enemies, but the teamwork from M80 is so good. They have a number advantage, and they're picking up weapons. Bao has a Phantom. Didn't have time to reload it. Just Ali in the 1v2 has the better gun, but
No way.
Winthrop are allowed to plant.
Planted.
Here comes B-Dog. Will emerge. Now stepping up big. Two Cosmic Divide? Oh, just, yeah, it is. I was like, that was a weird echo, but it is Winthrop, at least, that seal off their half. M80 go past the grab wells, the stars, kind of set things up for Winthrop to finally make M80's off angles uncomfortable. As B-Dog and Caillou work together to flash up Nazi, who still gets away with 3 kills, make it 4. But it will be the job of Moves to peek. Spike has been tapped. B-Dog take a 1v1 against Flare first. Early pick. B-Dog hasn't gone down yet. Has to find the second player. Spike taking down. And man, Winthrop has just bought enough time, but
Only has to deal with B-Dog hanging out at the back. The reinforcements come through from M80 now. But still, this is going to be a slogfest on this A site, and Winthrop have the better weapons.
oh, and M80 wastes no time with the sheriffs doing work. 10 seconds, and the plan is successful from Winthrop, especially when Moves is on your side, but Dugout is a problem. First pick goes.
Oh, and Prowler forced the reposition here off of Sato, but Sato takes a little bit of bullet damage. Not quite done yet. Oh, Nasi goes down.
M80, they back away, and it's Okeanos holding towards spawn, wanting to play off the Nightfall, and Sato emerges. M80 Nightfall's in. Bao over at B, who has his util all over to try and delay this. Bao gets forced out into the open by the salvos and still manages to clutch up, and Winthrop had 10 seconds left to plant. So after eliminating that threat, Sato is just going to drop down, and oh, body fell over. Numbers are equal. Sato with 3. Off the other side, Ali dangles and shifts.
Great adjustment by M80.
The Seekers to respond from M80 and the lockdown. And the Armageddon, I think, to try and catch that lockdown, or at the very least stop M80 from re-emerging into the site. And the lockdown is gone. Prowler back in. M80 fighting for every inch of space they can. And with the Cosmic Divide, the Winthrop swing off of this. They don't have the flashes like Caillou does, but they do have gunfire. M80 use their own cosmic divide, and it's gonna be chaos. Just all the teams trying to find each other through, dashing across. And that jet is flashed up by probably his own teammate. And Winthrop scrounge up the kills. It's all up to Infiltrator and the 1v1 against Bao. And the walls is all that separates them. And they can't even hear what's on the other side of the cosmic divide. And Infiltrator tries to play his life. Take advantage of map control to step up through the middle of the map. And this could lead to a Winthrop wraparound if they're feeling confident enough to do so. But instead, Winthrop go for the quicker rotations to help support. And Infiltrator may just not need help, but he is low HP. Sato gets finished. But the rest of M80 work together to clear the site. And it's just Flare and moves. And man, Flare has his own problems in mid. And he does succeed. 1v1, 5 HP, spike planted. Bao knows he can't reposition. Spotted out Flare. Just one stray bullet. Mid presence from M80 revealed from that drone being shot. Sato, quick flick onto his opposition. And he's brought down to 10 HP as a result. And this pulls 2 from Winthrop. And that's a quick response from moves. And the spike is still heading this direction for M80, but they stagger in one by one, and Caillou doesn't even have time to really throw out the flash and capitalize off of it. As M80 just feel like they're running out of time. And this is so uncharacteristic for them to not play off of each other, and the spike is down in Okeanos in a 1v4.
Sato reduced only to a Guardian as it goes in deep, looking for a kill.
M80 went a little too fast this round, but this time they pace up. But as a team and a big win against Infiltrated, these duelists have gone back and forth, and 2 left on the site to repel the upcoming M80.
Wow.
Oh, jeez. Ali, 4K to now this flank double kill, leaving the spike in its path. But Bao tries to salvage around for M80, equalizing things, but they still have to recover the spike, and Ali doesn't have health to really play with, but gets Bao down to just the last stand and drops the spike. Winthrop, they've put Flare on Teo. They're really setting themselves up to succeed, as they should, against the mostly save from M80. Now the Tejo goes and checks out Art, giving signal to moves that could be trouble ahead, and just catches B-Dog. I don't know what he was doing, walking out without his gun, and no response to someone like Moobs. There's gonna be a threat at this angle, and the spike is dropped, and the spaghetti's on the floor, and M80 have Okeanos in a 1v3.
Once again, Moves just leading the kill feed for Winthrop. That is so painful. Finds a headshot as well onto Sato here.
B all depends on the haunt placements, and M80 just going kind of neutral, vanilla, no util, just vibes, and kind of are losing bodies more and more and more, just not able to suss out where Winthrop's setups are. And just A has been so pain. M80 can't get control of Art, and M80 just have to go in from front to back. And against the cosmic divide with the grab wells, the smokes, 11 seconds to plan, and B-Dog will get away from it, or get away with it. Steel Garden from Moves to give the edge to Winthrop. M80 played through main though, and they still have their rifles. Moop steps up, and the Seeker's just denied right in Caillou's face. And they throw the dog out, even if it doesn't seem much, just knowing where the shots could be coming from. So many more options, rotating through Art, or even through the back of A, but I think M80 shouldn't cook any. There's still some Vice Thorns hanging around, but this will be a plant. But Nasi being killed there is...
They decide to commit one way or another.
This is such a forward smoke from Winthrop over at A, and this means this dog won't get as deep into sight as before. I don't even know if it needed to be shot, and that was an important information tool, but who cares when you can see when you can just shoot better. Okay, Oki. This lethal, this initiator is gonna pull M80 towards the right side of the map. The duelist will be late to the party, and Nasi's just gonna get collapsed on. He'll take one with him. And Moobs is left to just hold his gun down to play the long game.
30 seconds left.
But now they got to play like an obstacle course game with all the thorns that have now been triggered. Some delay from Winthrop, and Sato's just gonna go above and beyond, physically and metaphorically. Wraps around, gets 2. You can always depend on Sato. As Winthrop emerge, pistols, 1 Vandal. Oh, the salvos, the force a reposition, but right into the mid push. You gotta be careful of this vice wall. This can break things up, and Nasi's around the corner with a nightfall.
Yeah, that's so unlucky. That's the kill you needed to see. It's gonna be the Killjoy coming through. The Armageddon should be en route, but actually Flare decides to hold it. He'll be waiting for a second here. We're unleashing it, and that's gonna be the Nightfall in response.
Oh, jeez. Okay, everyone, time to press your ults all at once. And Caillou just jumps in with the shotgun. Caillou did get hit by the Nightfall. A little sketchy, but still, M80 plant. And with the Cosmic Divide at the end of the site, Winthrop hesitate on how to try to retake this. And they don't have a good tool, but they do have Infiltrator, and they do have moves. It's been deadly, one away from the Seal Garden. And is going to activate as soon as he earns it. M80 will have their guns taken away and their lives taken away too. Winthrop close to forcing a game 5, but it's all up to Val. 1v2. And test if Winthrop have an op on that on the left side of the map.
Just playing a little bit further back. Okay, yes. Well, they will be at least sacrificing one person just to make sure, as Okeanos is going hunting right now.
You know what? Maybe Winthrop just don't want to do this without the GOAT. I get it. Lock up their half. And there it is. It's pretty far forward too, actually. So M80 are going to be enclosed in a small space. And with the salvos coming out from Flare, Winthrop have maybe done it. They've just demolished M80, who had the setup, who had the time. One more, had the timeout and everything. But it's all up to B-Dog, who's already got one, but the defuse goes through, and Winthrop force game 5. From 2-8 to 4 curses when they were ahead to a 6-6 to just the longest overtime ever. Like, don't they have like an exam in the morning? They just brought us all the way to game 5, and it's Infiltrator with first blood, and they're about to collapse onto this poor breach. And there's Infiltrator with his own paint shells, but other than that, no breach util, no salvos. Just vibes for Winthrop, but all 5 remaining with Winthrop, who have been so great at pistols before. And look at that double swing. M80 works out, and they're even tapping the spike. This is going to stress Winthrop, and Winthrop are smoked off of main. Here's an alternate angle. Moves gets eyes. He goes 1 for 1, and the spike gets tapped out on that. Just 1 month straight, even on a previous map, but moves is the whole reason this team is even still alive and playing. The 3K eventually stopped before the murder spree from moves.
Not the murder spree from moves. That's a pretty good way to explain how a lot of these maps have kind of fallen out here. Okeanos, last person left.
Goes off, but what is this flank wave from Infiltrator coming through the top of the site to collapse on M80? The gamble really thwarted away this attack from Winthrop, who are stuck panicking and trying to rotate away from A. This has been the big contest of how do you break open A if you're Winthrop. And it's so
You're
good.
kidding me. And look who's on the other side. Who else but moves?
Oh. Just hard dodging that, and moves jiggle peeking or jump peeking, or actually it was just jiggle peeking, not even using the drone. Winthrop are not giving them any information, and they're just slaughtering them. Winthrop are building such a nice little win streak and keeping the numbers that they have. Or now I'm cursing it a little bit.
And now B-Dog left alone. 1v3, making a 1v2, but simply not enough time anymore. Given all the utility that is available, the salvos will come out, and B-Dog is going to just run for the hills.
Well, I thought just the signal from Okeanos would have been enough. And there is the fault line, and I guess M80 are just going to gun this out while the sun is out. And this may have just costed M80, because now they're down for the count, and Winthrop are planting. And here's Sato, the hero, sneaking up. Flare doesn't know it and looks away. Sato with the 1 tap. 1 in towers. Nasi, who went to go clear arcade, and now there's trouble behind the aftershock, and he has to wrap around, he feels like. Especially with a Raze who could still have Boombot or what else. Paint shells in a narrow hallway. And Nasi has to deny defuse, gets halfway, and Sato, the king, brings it true for M80.
If you needed a little bit of a, a kick in the sails, then I think that last round was a perfect one for M80.
Armageddon from the defense to spawn. Winthrop forced a little forward into the line of sight of Sato. Good benefits there, but meanwhile, Moves, who has cover, responding Rolling Thunder to keep the retake back. Watch this flank from B-Dog if he commits to it. Winthrop have numbers watching it. It's got to be synced up of M80 all attacking at once. And they're on the approach, taking their time, scaling up. Moves is on the high ground. B-Dog's flank doesn't work out. M80 can't call from the front. It's a 2 versus 3. And it's Winthrop with numbers.
Oh, no.
And Caillou just not having the time. This need to make big plays to disrupt Winthrop's structure. There is Sato jumping back in. Gets past the defenses. And the Armageddon just forces everyone to struggle. For Winthrop, it's not been a decisive round quite yet. Not with M80's retake. With smokes in, the spike hasn't been tapped. And Moves, it's just clearing the way. B-Dog responds. 1v2 is possible. Spike tapped. Doesn't get the attention from anyone. No one peeks him. Wait for M80 to approach. It's a good delay created by Bao. But do they get the kills? And it's Bao being repositioned. The 1 versus 2 and just sprays through the wall. And it's just not enough to keep back Winthrop. But what? Sato with the pink shields in the tower. The op that's whipped out. With no utility to left from Winthrop to defend this. But Okeanos and Caillou need to sync up. Better delay and do it right. But man, the focus, the tunneling on the high ground. Okeanos is left in a 1v1. Knows where Flare is. Okeanos taking shots through the door. And the spike tapped. Getting the halfway. He's gonna hold it. And Flare isn't checking it on time. Oh my god.
Time. Moves just doing a masterclass of flanking and lurking and doing everything necessary.
And Winthrop are trying to test it and see if they can trigger it. Meanwhile, the lurk
30 seconds
rotate
left.
from Winthrop is coming. And now the last 25 seconds, Winthrop still with the better weapons, but with the flash. M80 get an advantage and at least go 1-to-1. As thrifty as possible. I can't believe I'm saying it yet again. Winthrop may not even have time to plant, but a lot of time is built up from the orbital strike from Ali.
Wow.
He's been huge this round. You get off with the plant, the aftershock. It's gonna do some damage to Flare. The Armageddon runs over the Tejo Master. 1v1.
Allows the Winthrop University comp to thrive.
A hat had it coming. Moves shut down by a sheriff, and now the op. It's what began the thrifty for M80 last round, and man, Sato.
Set operator.
Yeah, of course. Well, he's operating quite well. You got the Rolling Thunder from Nasi, not over for Winthrop, combined with the Armageddon from Flare. Man, they invested a lot to deal with Sato. The 2 ults for the 1 kill. Is it enough for Winthrop? It's Ali. Has to go big against the high-low. Nothing much to be earned. Meanwhile, from behind, the showstopper, and B-Dog couldn't line it up. Under pressure, the orbital strike to let it rain. Someone else has to do it, I guess. Now you got the showstopper from Sato and hit the box kind of awkwardly. Having their breach on the right side. And the duelist through the door. Nasi on the other side of the box. Won't catch Bao. And the rest of M80 got the backup. And Sato has the shots. The double kill. The bulldozers of M80 set themselves up to respond with a pistol round of their own.
Player standing. Flawless.
Can Bao pull a moves in 1v3 here? Oh,
right?
God. Not when he gets fault line. Well, he's hidden. And he's just...
Yeah.
Or Winthrop just gonna chill, I guess. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, that works too.
Let's drink the forbidden Kool-Aid and just go next. And leave M80 with a healthy bonus. Oh, jeez. Anchor this retake. And the Thorns are going to delay some things. And Moves wants to waste no time and is just taking unnecessary damage. Worried about the scam that could come through main after being communicated that M80 are there. And such post-plant potential. With Okeanos, the nades, and the rest of M80. A delay. But Winthrop are getting the kills. The defuse is halfway. And okay, Okeanos.
Last player standing.
Also turning things up, but Moves on the other side could be the linchpin.
Dude, M80 in round 2 or in the second half are something else.
2v4 onto this retake, given the inferior weaponry, it should be pretty easy here.
One enemy remaining.
And the salvos too, nades. All right.
Yeah.
With the op. And this is going to be deadly. And didn't catch the jump across.
Even more annoying because you can't even really just shut it down.
What the hell? We're just shaking our mouse and hoping for the best. He got an orbital strike on top of someone's dome.
One enemy remaining.
And Winthrop locking down this round and getting to a lead. I don't know if he can get into position. He just uses the flash to get into the site. The aftershock and...
But now, M80, they gotta pull themselves back as they decide to attack this B site. It's been their preferred site thus far.
Oh, Winthrop felt good. Also removing that Rolling Thunder from Caillou, making that a non-factor. You got an Armageddon from Flare to just prevent the plant. It will continue. Gets Flare into position and try and fight against it. Caillou has to go for the safest plant ever, but now can't rotate into a better position.
All missiles
It's up to
away.
Caillou to defend this.
Last player standing.
M80 play from main and
Reliable backline ready to go is what's going to make sure that M80 continue to win this.
Sheriff save, but it's Winthrop after all.
Okay.
Oh, and it
That's pinged up with that. Valley going to be back on the wraparound as Okeano's just on the other side to take it out.
oh geez, that first shot was so clean though from Ali.
One enemy remaining.
Moves and Nasi left.
We play out here, Jed.
Shut up and let me work.
Oh, the aftershock that's left over.
Head Winthrop University got to make sure that that spike doesn't get down. Otherwise, they're going to be stuck in the weeds.
Man, and the credits are so low from Winthrop. This is a must win. And the ping through the smoke. Okay. They don't got a lot of wiggle room in terms of rounds. The Armageddon's finally used on the right side from Okeanos. Gets some tags. Ali's still up and is trying to sync up with the crossfire. And Winthrop are all out of sorts from salvos and Armageddons. Are they trying to go to A from here? I guess they have the time.
Oh, there's no way that they decide to do this. Of course, because
30
Nasi
seconds
has
left.
spotted out Okeanos' back. The call is made there.
If M80 were worried about this Rolling Thunder and Showstopper, this is a better site to split up on. And Infiltrator leads in. Rolling Thunder ensues. And Winthrop are looking for targets and have no idea where M80 are playing from until...
Wow.
Oh, good luck to Winthrop. You got mollies, you got orbital strike, you got salvos. You're not touching this spike anytime soon. And Flare, the key to that maybe Armageddon retake to suppress M80 in these corridors. Look at the split from M80. They got the crossfire, but Moves has the flank. And he only goes 1 for 1, but the Durl Theft advantage. Will this be enough for Infiltrator and Ali? Especially with the op, it's not going to be easy to handle this pressure coming up. But actually, Infiltrator has a shoddy, but can only do a bit of damage into B-Dog, and he still stands, and the post plant is successful. As Ali just won't what's gonna happen to limit M80. It's the last 12 seconds. You got an Armageddon from the defense. With Spike down and all 4 of Winthrop down. Move to attempt the reverse sweep. And it's Sato who's been given the spike. Smokes in place. Moves ready to disrupt it. And gets the spike down. Moves the hero. And Winthrop put a stop to M80's plans. But M80 able to fire back. 11 HP is Caillou. Rolling Thunder ready. M80's confidence building. Winthrop have Nasi and Ali. Still with Molly. Still with flashes. And a Rolling Thunder from the offense in the 2v2 helps M80.
The spike.
Maybe conclude this in a 1 versus 1. Who is the better Brim? Who is the alpha? That's B-Dog with the wraparound. Yeah, despite that win, Winthrop are just gonna have a couple of stingers and oh jeez, it's over before it even started. Winthrop sent the house. And you still have an Armageddon in the back pocket, and Moves has to retake and bow. He roars, and M80 advance to the top 2.